10 times Nikola Jokic shocked the world. Nikola Jokic is a basketball anomaly. I mean that in a very complimentary way. It's fair to say that there hasn't been anyone who plays the same play style as Jokic, and be as elite as he's been in the past few years. He is a cheat code, a transcendent player that breaks the games in multiple ways. Today, we will be looking at 10 times Nikola Jokic shocked the world. These won't just be highlight plays, these are different things that made us go, WTF Jokic. Number 1. MVP season. We all knew Nikola Jokic was a basketball god. Coming into the 2020-2021 season, he was seen as one of the league's best players. He had all the talent in the world and an amazing supporting cast behind him. However, what truly cemented him that season as the best player on the league was when he didn't have his supporting cast. Missing Jamal Murray and having a bunch of players coming in and out of rotation, Jokic proved that he could be a one-man offense. He averaged about 26 points on elite efficiency, along with around 10 rebounds and 8 assists per game. His all-around performance in 2021 earned him the regular season MVP. Number 2. Breakout season in Denver. Nikola Jokic wasn't always a star. In Denver, he served as a backup to Bosnian center Jusuf Nurkic for a long time. Nuggets fans knew he had the potential, but with a good center above him in the rotation, there just wasn't any chance for Jokic to showcase his potential. When Nurkic was traded to the Portland Trail Blazers, it was an opportunity for Jokic to prove that Denver made the right choice in him. Lo and behold, he turned into a monster, showing the world his unique talents on the court. Since then, Jokic has never looked back, turning into a perennial MVP candidate today. Number 3. Flagrant Foul in the playoffs. Jokic may look like a teddy bear on the outside, and for the most part he is. He's a lovable goof that just likes to have fun while playing basketball. However, sometimes the frustration gets to him. It often doesn't end pretty for either Jokic or the guy he's targeting. During the recent playoffs, Jokic and the Nuggets were losing badly. The struggles of missing Jamal Murray finally reared its ugly head, and there were no match against the Phoenix Suns. In a fit of frustration, Jokic clotheslined Suns star Devin Booker, prompting the Serbian to get ejected as a result. He apologized after, but the damage was already done. Number 4. Shoving Markieff Morris. There's an old adage that people like to use: don't poke a sleeping bear. It's just as good practice to try and avoid any altercations if you don't want smoke. If you hit a bear with a cheap shot though, be prepared to get some harsh retaliation. The Nuggets were hosting Markieff Morris and the Miami Heat in Denver. As Jokic was running the fast break, Morris fouled him pretty hard. Further replay showed that Jokic was also elbowed at the ribs. Jokic was furious, and he proceeded to shove Morris from behind after the play. The hit was so hard a stretcher had to be taken out just to be sure. What the fuck, man? Apparently, Markieff was fine. Quote, "I love to see the hate. No doubt I took a hard foul, which I always do, but I've never hit a man with his back turned. Luckily, we built different over here. I can take my licks and keep pushing. Joker 1, smooth 0, LOL." End quote. Number 5. Playing CounterStrike. Gaming and the NBA have crossed ways a bit over the past few years. A lot of the younger generation players have all professed their love for video games over the years. Ben Simmons and Karl Anthony Towns stream on Twitch. Paul George literally designed a PlayStation shoe, and the list goes on. Surprisingly, Nikola Jokic is also part of this gaming culture. A recent interview revealed that he, along with Serbian teammates Nikola Vucevic and Milos Teodosic, are avid fans of Counter-Strike. It's surprising, but when you realize that Serbians are crazy fans of CS, it's not that crazy. Number 6. Off-balance game winner. Jokic's wacky, unique playstyle isn't limited to his offensive philosophy. The Nuggets center has a bag full of tricks that would make Bag Twitter furiously type, "He's overrated," 20 times. It never looks pretty, but if it works, am I right? No other team knows this more than the Dallas Mavericks. During a regular season matchup, Luka Doncic threw down a vicious hammer that put the Mavs up by 1. You think it's over, especially with how tightly Jokic was guarded on the final play. Somehow, someway, Jokic ended up nailing a tough, incredibly off-balance hook shot to steal the win for the Nuggets. Just Jokic things. Number 7. Defensive improvement this season. One of the biggest knocks on Nikola Jokic's game is his perceived lack of any defensive impact. As a 7-foot center, one of the unwritten rules is that he should be responsible for protecting the paint. However, when you have a negative vertical when you jump, you tend to have no tangible rim protection. However, his defensive struggles are massively overblown, and that has been on display this season. Jokic is currently among the league's leaders in a lot of advanced defensive metrics, even when playing with turnstiles for defenders in the Nuggets. He's proven that he can at least be a net neutral on defense. Number 8. Dunking on Drummond. The last thing you'd expect when watching Nikola Jokic's highlights is a dunk. After all, just look at the dude. He already looks out of play in the NBA with his dad bod build. There's no way this 7-foot large beast can get up to dunk, right? Well, that's certainly what Andre Drummond thought when he went up to contest Jokic's dunk attempt. To his and everyone's surprise, the big white man can jump. In a rare feat for the Serbian superstar, Nikola Jokic was able to posterize Andre Drummond, who at the time was considered one of the better shot blockers in the NBA. Number 9. Sleeping during the draft. One of the more hilarious stories about Jokic is his NBA draft story. For many inspiring athletes, getting drafted into the NBA is a dream come true. A lot of players await the draft like they're kids eagerly waiting for Christmas presents. In a special occasion for most guys, well, except for Jokic apparently, because Jokic was living in Europe at the time and he was drafted late into the second round. The poor guy fell asleep when his name was called by Adam Silver. Even worse, a Taco Bell ad was playing when he was selected. Well, all's well that ends well for Jokic, I guess. Number 10. Fastest triple-double. The most shocking achievement for Jokic, though, is something relating to speed. It's ironic that someone seen as slow as Big Honey has the record for the fastest triple-double in NBA history. But such is the magic of Nikola Jokic. Against the Milwaukee Bucks, Nikola Jokic recorded a triple-double just after the second quarter started. It was, to be precise, just 14 minutes and 33 seconds. When the Joker got his record, goddamn Nikola.